ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ENS Updates Wednesday, Wind Down Wednesday edition. I finally feel like I'm back in my element, right? We missed the Friday space. Monday, I was hosting a space across the country, so I wasn't in my element for real. And Tuesday, of course, Verse had to go ahead and host the space because I was, traveling to the airport and in the midst of traveling. But I'm now back home. I'm well rested after a long but fun weekend. Here we are, right? Here we are. The show goes on. ENS Updates is for the community, by the community, right? I think this is going to be a great episode. We have a lot to talk about before I even pour my glass of wine. But the first thing I want to mention, because it seems to be the biggest attention of yesterday down my timeline, is this thing with unstoppable domains, right? They had the thing where the .coin, they were not supporting the .coin. And then they pretty much said, hey, we're offering .coin owners a credit of 3x what they paid. I pinned it to the top. If you guys are not aware of that, I'm pretty sure you are aware. There was a lot of tweets, a lot of memes and things of that nature by the ENS community. I just want to say this, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say this personally. We knew what's going on already, right? We already knew that Unstoppable Domain had their issues and the things that they needed to work on, right? I laughed at some of the memes, right? But let's not even don't look too deep into this personally, right? I wouldn't look too deep into this. We knew that .eth was a superior play from the beginning, for months now, right? They quote unquote, I guess, their competitor, and they made a mistake. And we keep it moving, right? We keep it moving. We knew this. We knew there was no comparison within this. There's no need to take it to the extreme overboard on shitting on them, essentially, because who cares, right? Who cares? And at least that's the way I kind of look at it, right? There's no need to just shit on them over and over and over and over and over again, right? Let's just stay in our lane. Let's stay focused on what we got to focus on, and let's get to where we're trying to get to. Stopping and kicking a man that's already down could be a little crucial sometimes, right? But that's just my take from the situation. I did laugh at some of the memes. I did like some of the memes, and I'm not saying meme engagement forum. Do whatever you got to do, but just remember, we are the superior. We know we have the superior play here. Next, I want to go to France. France, the digital transition minister says that the government will focus on DeFi and Web3. Pretty big news right there from a country wanting to focus on Web3. Brazil announced its plans to launch its own crypto for the rewards program. That's pretty interesting as well, because now we're seeing two different countries from across the globe are trying to transition to this crypto Web3 DeFi blockchain system. So we see where we're going here. And last but not least, my newest update for the day is I've seen a lot of FUD with the digits, right? People, I guess the digits took a slight drop in value, and people are FUDding it. But it is what it is, right? It's at the end of the day, we have to realize this. Is markets go up, markets go down, attention is all over the place. I still do think digits are very liquid. And if ENS does well, digits would do well, right? If for those who are FUDding because you didn't get the chance to get one, now is the best opportunity to kind of get one, right? Get in while you can, get in while you could fit in, right? He makes a great point here, how the digit value in the very beginning, back in like May, went all the way to 9K, and it dipped down to about $500 USD. And we just recently seen it. It went way past 3 ETH once again. So just keep that in mind. No need to FUD. No need to kick others while they're down. If you're salty about something, then you got to figure that out within yourself and try to do something to kind of get yourself back in position. But that's enough for me for today. Let's pass it over to our co-host Master, and then we'll go to NFT verse right after that.
Hey, good morning, guys. I think for all the domain, players, there's one moment we really enjoy, which is after the whole night when we wake up and when we check our mobile phone, we found one of our domain has been sold. We received a message from OpenSea. We really enjoy that wonderful moment, regardless of how much. But yeah, that's how I feel. And I think there's another great moment to compare with that. or even feel greater is the night wake up. It found out that my bid got accepted for some grail name, if you know what I mean, right? I did the same thing when I acquired something like Spang.eth. I put an offer for 16, and when the original owner clicked yes, I think it was more exciting than I sell something domain for like 16 ETH. That feeling is different because I know I will be able to hold it for a bit longer until it carries more value. I think that is the case. So I think Kev just mentioned Brazil, and Brazil.is was sold for like 15 ETH. I mean, a couple months ago, I remember the man who bought it and was on this space and shared with us. And this guy would also put a bit of 15 ETH, and then yeah, the original owner just clicked yes. I think we should be more, brave and more willing, more proactive on acquiring names if we have some budget. For example, if like Brazil.is is put on a price, on a fixed sale price for 15 E's, I think in most cases, 3 or 4 days, this will be purchased anyway, right? Because it's cheap. But you don't know. You don't know the previous owner's or psychology, and you don't know what he really thinks. So that's the tricky part. So be more brave and do more proactive job to keep bidding on these grail names you like. You don't know which one you will just get it. And the strategy I recommend to most of the newcomers to ENS is don't do too much names and try to own less domains, and best to only own one perfect grail name and hold it and forget about it. Put enough renewal data on it so that you can make sure someday when you wake up and find out you have this grail, this will be as worthy as something like Span.com, something like that. I think it's very similar. If you were in the college or high school in the past, there was very pretty lady in the class that you dare not ask her out. You think there might be two, a risk. One is you might be look very embarrassed. Second is you might be wasting your time by doing so because very not likely she's going to say yes. And it's the same case for you to bid that ENS name, right? You want to bid, like for example, Spain. That is, you love that name, and but one thing is you will never get embarrassed while you bid on some name. You're just putting your price. I don't think it's anything embarrassed. You can just ignore it, right? So as long as I think the chance that whether or not they will accept it or not depends on how sincere your offer is. You always put up 0.01 offer each offer, and then you are wasting your time, unfortunately. But for me, my time is kind of precious. I don't have a lot of time to doing the very useless thing. So usually I will put some kind of decent offer, try to save a lot of time for him and for myself, and try to make it more efficient. And that's how it works. So if you haven't tried to think this way, if you haven't bid on lots of names and you want to be the long-term, believer, be the long-term player of ENS, why don't you give it a shot? Why don't you find out? Just write a list. This list of names you love them all, and check what's your budget is, and then just keep bidding your max budget to all these names. This list can be very long. It can be 100 names, right? But it doesn't matter. You can buy one grail out of these 100 lists. Then maybe, for example, you have up to 10 these budget. Just keep bidding 10 to these 100, and what only you just need one people to click the accept, say yes to you, and then you put 10 years to renew on this name, and your work is done. I'm telling you, your work is done for ENS, pumping your back. It's okay. Your one grail name is much better than some people's 1,000 names. I've seen a lot of portfolios, and yeah, quality over quantity as always. Make sure you do the right thing, because yeah, lots of people, they're just wasting their renewal fee by keep registering some names, or even the foreign language names. They are registering some Chinese, characters names, and they sent to me what this mean. I told him, if you don't mean what it, you don't know what it means, why do you register it? He said maybe Chinese are rich. You guys want to acquire names. That doesn't make sense at all, right? You must do something that yourself, from your heart, this will make sense. So yeah, do the right thing at first place and pump your back. Use the right way, And just the simple story, as I just mentioned, Spain.eth, if its price is on 16 ETH, which is the price I purchased, will you buy it? Will majority of people buy it? I think most likely yes. But you don't know what is the bottom line for the buyers or for the original owner, their expectation. So keep bidding, keep trying, right? You don't know whether or not that girl is going to, accept your asking her out, or ask for a date. Then keep asking, right? And one difference here is there's no embarrassment in crypto. You keep doing so, and I think everyone, while we doing the same thing, we will pump the bidding of ENS, and then we will pump the market with one and another offer. And I see a lot of people by doing, point one is offer and keep doing that for one single domain. I don't see any sense on this. It's not a competition regarding how many times, how many quantities you bid on one domain. That doesn't work anyway, right? So maybe you want to make a remark, and if you want to make a bookmark something, then bid on once is good enough. Don't do too much; it's a wasting of time. I don't think it's worthwhile. So if you don't want to, waste a lot of time of you, just put your resource together, put your loved names, because the list can be very long. To me, maybe not that long, but yeah, if you don't know what is expectation in the future, just check .com price. You buy a .is name, maybe you bid on 100 name, you finally get one girl name, maybe a sub girl name, not so at top, but very high quality word. If you buy one name and you keep, then you ask me what to do. You just keep it when its price reached the same price as the .com of the same prefix, and that is the way that I think it will mostly work out. Just imagine your real name when it is really priced, like 10 is, which is the price you offer. That out of 100, but due to your diligence, that he will accept it. Someone will accept it. Just do the right thing. And recently, I think the market is not so good. 3 and 4 digits floor has been a little bit dropped, which is which is a perfect timing for you to buy some stuffs and then keep it long term. Domain and coin, these are different. For coin, you can buy low, sell high. When it's extremely low, you can buy it extremely low price. You'll be saving a lot of on the cost. But at the meantime, for domain, I don't think it's anything different. You can buy low, and you can buy high as well. But once you buy in, for example, game.is, the guy say February this year, ETH price is high. I don't want to buy it. Maybe 40 ETH. I don't want to buy it. So someone else did. Okay, can I buy it again when the ETH price is down, or can I buy it again at another timing? Sorry, nope. There is no another timing as long as the current owner isn't going to let it go. That's domain. There is no liquidity. Every name here, there is a special group of people in love with this name. So we can't change that. There is no liquidity for every single name, but there is liquidity for the overall market and the ENS tokens. That's how it works. So do the right thing, man. And yeah, as you can see, check my account. I did some bidding, group bidding, like 10 or 12 or 16 to some of the country names that I think I love. And there are also some of very good, high quality of the industry world or the common world people name. Yeah, just keep doing so. If I think buying your own name sometimes it will make more sense, but everyone has his own loved path. You just pick your choice and do your bidding, and just think of that question again. That perfect name you love. Will you buy it when its price is the one that you are going to bid him? You won't hesitate, right? If you have the budget, you will snipe it immediately. Okay, imagine out of 100, you have out of 100, there will be possibly one owner going to accept it. That's the same case. So let's just do it. Let's just take some action and have a great day, guys.
Just give a bomb for master, right? Biggest moral of the story here: shoot your shot, right? Doesn't matter. Shot, see what you could get, see if somebody accepts the bid. And I agree, right? I agree. I'm not gonna say what name it was, but I'm actively looking at a particular name, and I shot my shot a couple times, got denied, but it shows me I gotta come a little bit harder. Um, if you guys appreciate what Master brings to the space, right? OG in the space, he's been here for 5 years. He comes on every day to spill some alpha for the community. Let's go ahead and retweet this room for Master, right? But let's keep it moving right along here. Let's go over to NFT Verse. Verse, how you doing today, brother?
Yo, what's up? GM5159. Thanks as always, bro. Glad to have you back, man. You're back and you're better. And that's what I love about it, man. Thanks for coming back, Kev, man. Nobody can do this space like you, man. Nobody can do it like you, man. This is your space. This is your home, bro. You coordinated so well, man, and how you handle it and facilitate it, bro, is unlike anybody else, man. So welcome back, man. Glad to have you back. Shout out to Master, as always, dropping so much knowledge. To the speakers, I see RM1. What's up, Ron? NFL champion. Stephen Miller out there. My girl 3402, Flexter. My island chef, 1261, Mafiko. ENS Maxie's in the building, and James, and then I see Slowbo out there too, man. Gary P's requested and got Crypto Slam 00. Just give everybody a shout out, man, because it's important. The growth of this community continues to evolve. I use the word evolve because when you evolve something, you start at a particular point where it might not have been so clean in the beginning, but as time starts to go on, you start to perfect it, right? And that perfection and that learning should never stop. And that's when the evolution of something happens, and that's what we're doing in this space, is that we're continuing to evolve with all the different spaces and things like that that are happening, man. I tell you again, for all the new people in here, man, if you were in here months ago, back in April, it was like a skeleton crew. It was very minimal people that were in this space, really, promoting and building. Man, I mean, a few months later, look at where we are at now. Kev, I think I seen like the space the other day, the day before you started traveling. I believe that space probably hit 1,000 people that tuned into that space, counting the actual replays, in addition to the people who tuned in. If I'm not mistaken, Kev, I have to go grab it, but I really believe that particular space did hit that 1,000 mark, counting playbacks too, which is amazing, man. That is huge, man. Kev, you touched on, oh, I'm sorry. Welcome, community. Thanks for tapping into the ENS Update show. Everybody out there who took time out their day just to carve out some time, make sure you retweet the space out to somebody who needs to kind of hear what's going on. As you can see, there's so much news out there. Kev touched on the dot coin thing, but unstoppable. And Kev is right, man. I mean, we know what we have as a utility, right? We know what promises Unstoppable made out there to people. Honestly, we don't need to rub it in their face. I did. Let me be honest, right real quick. Alicia did post something, and I did post something after that. So I did chime in a little bit. Okay, I did. I fell victim to it, right? I mean, because Unstoppable was out there making promises, and they were comparing, to .eth, and saying they had this and they had that. So when I saw the opportunity, I went ahead and jumped right on it. But I've since pulled back. I'm not going to continue to harp on it. We know what we have as a utility for ENS, and we're just going to ride that wave. We're going to ride that wave of the builders. We're going to ride that wave of the technology that's out there that we know provides that strength and foundation to ENS, and we're just going to let it all play out like it should, right? So yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to touch on. The other thing I wanted you guys to kind of just pay attention to in this whole crypto market, this whole NFT market, the whole entire space in general, you're starting to see more countries kind of come back and do a 180, right, when it comes to crypto. Do you guys remember the post earlier in the year where everybody was banning crypto? You know what? When I saw those posts and I saw those different things, I totally ignored it, right? I totally ignored it because I know how the media tries to keep you distracted from what's to come. I always said to people that they're creating an entry point for themselves, right? So when you tend to say, oh, we're banning this and we're banning that, of course the market reacts, right? So when the market reacts, the prices go down, the sell-offs happen when we talk about paper hands, right? The paper hands, they start selling. The retail investors who are not experienced start to sell off, making an entry point in an entryway and a great price point to enter for the institutions. That's what was happening. I totally ignored it, right? I kept mine, kept my crypto where I needed to keep it at. I wasn't moving, I wasn't budging, I wasn't selling it because I knew it would come right back around again. It's inevitable. When you see things that are inevitable and you're confident in it, then why should you change your mind? It's going to happen regardless. And that's something that we all need to make sure that we're paying attention to and being strategic about is that when you see these things out there, consult yourself and understand and do your due diligence and don't be so quick to pull the trigger, right? Step back and analyze things and say, man, are we going to stay stuck where we're at or are we going to continue to evolve? Right? That's the thing that you have to keep in mind. Kev, man, I appreciate you coming back. Can't wait for Ron to get back. I'm not going to be long winded. I appreciate the time. Shout out to the community. Thanks for tapping in. It's hump day. It's wind down Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. We're almost at Friday. That's what I'm excited about. Hey, man, I look forward to the conversation. Thanks, Kev.
Let's go, Verse.
Yes, sir. Bombs for verse, bombs for verse. Much appreciated, man. I think this is a perfect segment to give a huge shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to ENS Maxis, and shout out to Crypto Slam. They are the sponsors of this space. They make this thing possible. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this on a consistent and daily basis. So please go ahead and show them some love while you can. Let's keep the show moving right along. Speakers on stage, if you guys could kind of put your hand up so I could have kind of solidified order to go in. Very, very much appreciated, guys. Let's go over to Stephen Miller, and then we'll go right over to Gary next.
GM Kevin, welcome back. Got to give a big tip of the cap to NFT Verse for hosting the show yesterday. Always love it, when we see the community step up for one another here. But I've got some interesting stories I wanted to share with you guys of my own this morning, because as much as I love talking about the other spaces that are coming up, I want to make sure that people are educated on what's going on in the space. And I'm really, really lucky because you talked about a ton of great stories at the top of the show, Kev, and you didn't front run my stories. I love it when that shit happens. So appreciate you for that. The big one that is not, I'm going to try and get through kind of quick, is having to do with a platform that just moved out, just got a huge funding round closed that I think everybody should have on their radar. It's called Roofstock. And they are now at a $1.9 billion valuation, which is wild to think about. But what they're doing behind the scenes is they're building out a blockchain that essentially is going to be helping people to sell their homes on chain. So they just for the very first time had their big time proof of concept come through, and they sold a single family home in South Carolina for 175K using OpenSea. And that's pretty unheard of in this space, in terms of initial deployments and really testing for something with proof, but not just doing it with a pure cash sale. They actually built in lending into it. So they were partnering up with a company called USDC Homes to basically help connect underwriters and data providers in a really seamless way to make this deal go through. It was all way easier than the existing process, which is really, really insane to see that quickly. I know a lot of people that didn't think it was going to come nearly as quickly as it did, but it looks like we're making big moves forward in NFT based real estate. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I think a lot of people in this space and in and around Web3 are not necessarily investing as much these days in stocks as they are in real estate. So to me, I think that's really relevant news that I think a lot of people care about. But the bigger piece for us here on Twitter that I think that a lot of us are going to care about, it has a lot more to do with identity, is Twitter's Blue Sky decided to roll out and officially move forward with a protocol they're dropping called the Authenticated Transport Protocol. The AT protocol is what they're calling a new federated social network, integrating ideas from like decentralized technologies into a simple, fast, and open network. So to give you a little bit more context on what exactly this federated network is going to be, it's a way for servers to communicate with each other. So it's kind of like email, but instead of one site running the network, you can have a number of sites running the network, right? Decentralized fashion. Users get a choice of their provider, and individuals and businesses can self-host if they want to, which is huge. We've never seen that happen across Web 2 where they really are encouraging self-hosting, but this is an option here. What makes the protocol super unique is its account portability. So you can officially, move between different networks. So you could theoretically take your Twitter handle, move to different networks. Sounds kind of like ENS to me, right? You'd be able to apply this specific domain or even your ENS domain in our case across a number of different networks with stuff like ETH sign-in. But in their case, they also allow for algorithmic choice, interoperation, and there are different performance updates within it as well. If you guys are interested in learning more about AT protocol, like please do some further diligence on it. It sounds like an incredible development and a big move forward for Blue Sky, which again, Twitter's Blue Sky program has been out and like known for a while, but not a lot of people are, were sure of what they were going to do. This is our first real look into like them actually prioritizing decentralization and trying to move the space forward. So I'm pretty damn bullish on it. I think that they're two big stories that have flown under the radar so far today. But both are very fresh. They're just coming off the wire in the last 20 hours. So yeah, do some more diligence on it if you're interested in them. But yeah, it's an exciting day to be in the space, despite engagement slowing down and more people kind of meandering about the space trying to find their new home. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Of course, Shark Tank was yesterday. We had a great show. You can of course go play it back if you want to hear it back. But yeah, we're going to be back at 5 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday. That's my little pitch for you. But again, today it's more about the stories. I'm super bullish, Kev. Super bullish.
Bomb for Stephen Miller for bringing such an amazing story to the show today. I agree, Steve. I think it might be a bear market, but builders are building whether it's a bear or a bull. Builders don't care how the market conditions look. They're going to continue to build. They're going to continue to innovate, and they're going to continue to move forward. Like I said, we can't deny the undeniable. This is the tech of the future. We talk about blockchain, we talk about ENS, we talk about all this. This is the tech of the future, and builders are going to build on top of it. Steve, if you could pin maybe an article or a thread or a tweet about that story to the top, that would be great for us to kind of take a deeper dive into it as well after this space, because I did see the house selling on the market. But we'll go from there. But much appreciated, Steve. Let's go right over to Gary Palmer Jr.
Hey, GM, everybody. Love a lot of what I heard, and I like everything else that I heard. But I am a little bit of a contrarian to some regards and some respects of some of the things that we're talking about. First thing first, the whole thing with Unstoppable. Let's keep in mind that Unstoppable just recently, a few months ago, they raised $65 million in a Series A, not a B or a C, $65 million in a Series A at a $1 billion valuation, right? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of valuation. And they have this war chest, right? And we have these sort of zombie companies in crypto. We have these zombie companies in Web3. We have these zombie token projects, and it's going to get to a point where we have zombie NFT projects. What does that mean? It means like we have these dead projects that have a lot of money, and it's really difficult for them to go away. I don't know how many people here have ever built, I guess on top of .com, or how many people here have like built in business. But from what I understand of the people running Unstoppable Domains, they are good. They're probably good people, right? I'm not saying they're not. They're probably like great people and fun people, and I would love the opportunity to drink beers with them. And so I say this as sort of like kind of being, I feel myself similar to them. My understanding of them is that they are incredibly ruthless. They are incredibly smart. They're incredibly competitive, and just because they made a bad decision isn't a time for us to, let them, clean their wounds and dust off. I feel like we should really hammer this home because, I like money, and making money and being able to provide generational wealth is definitely one of my greater motivations. But I think I express this rather often, is that something that's sort of more important to me, because you guys know I can't like bite my tongue about things, is the whole decentralized aspect of who we are and what we are and why we're here, right? And the newer people are, it seems like they, newer people jump in because of the hype and the money. But you got to realize this is all built on the backs of decentralization and freedom and sovereignty. And I don't think we're getting freedom with unstoppable domains, right? I think we're getting freedom with ENS. I think we're getting freedom with Ethereum. Coming off of DevCon, I am more bullish than ever, not just about Ethereum and Web3, but about the fight for decentralization that all the developers have, and that all the developers are talking about, and that all the developers are building upon, right? Not just like ZK snarks and zero knowledge proofs and privacy and stuff, but like full level decentralization. Definitely. And please check out the Eric Wall talk from DevCon 6. Go to the DevCon 6 website, go to the archives, DevCon 6, Eric Wall talk, social slashing. Please watch that talk. Very, very good talk. Decentralization comes from the community. It doesn't come from the leadership. We are the decentralization, right? Together, like it's like the bottom of the pyramid is the decentralization. And so, the battle's not over. I mean, this is like, what was it? This was a battle with Unstoppable. They lost it by putting egg on their face with the decisions they made to show how centralized they are and show how stoppable they are, and show like entirely how irrelevant they are. But I don't think they're going to, even though this is practically a death blow, they're still going to be, here, and they're still going to be giving mixed messages, and they're still going to be, telling people, that they're the best naming service with logins, when it's just not true. And that takes me to, the federated technology that Jack is coming out, Jack Dorsey, that I think NFL champions, or was it Stephen Miller that was talking about? I think it was Steve talking about the the federated system from Jack. Yeah, that Jack with that system had the opportunity to use ENS protocol to leverage more Web3 technology, and it's basically them going around everything that we're doing here, right? I understand it may have decentralized aspects, and I understand it may have interoperable, features, but it's. I mean, and I do need to do more research into this. So this is just my surface understanding of the conversations I saw between Jack and other people, and Jack and Brantley.eth and people like that. And on one hand, we need to be cautious about federated blockchains, because federated, is it's not permissionless, right? It's like there's a group of people that decide who's a part of the federation, more or less, depending on how that goes. But it's a big club, and we're not going to be in it. It's not like proof of stake where you got to have the stake, or it's not like the DAO where you got to have the token. It's a federated group of individuals that could be a risk to what we're building here. So I would just have extreme caution with the new technologies, because this isn't just like making money. This is a very serious time of this industry and what we're building, because of the silos and the power structures, and now that people are recognizing that crypto is here to stay, Web3 is here to stay, people are recognizing ENS is here to stay. I just would like everyone to prepare themselves and to become tempered for the battles that are before us. Decentralization is key. We need to fight for each other, else we lose everything.
2 bombs for Gary right over there. We need to fight for, unless you lose everything. Does somebody want to go ahead, Verse?
I just wanted to just kind of see if I can summarize what Gary was saying in one sentence. Gary, are you saying that I should keep up with the memes for Unstoppable, or kind of hold back?
That's right, soldier. Get to work, soldier. 10 push-ups, 10 memes, soldier, now.
Thanks, Gary.
Gary's wilding out here, man. Gary is a wild card in these spaces, boy. Man, I was in a space with Gary the other day. He is like you are a rabid dog, Gary. I'm just glad like you on my team. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, yeah. I mean, go ahead, champ. The stage is yours, bro.
Yo, what's up, Kev? Good to have you back, bro. How was your trip out west? Good time or what?
Great time, man.
Right, you found a new appreciation for those of us on the West Coast that wake up early for your jam, right? Uh, no, I just wanted to three things. I'll be really, really quick. Is it cool if I post up the schedule of spaces that I have coming up to the top, Kev? Is that all right?
Sir, yes, sir.
My man. All right, cool. So today, NFTtalk.space. I mentioned it yesterday. We had a great space yesterday with Sam over at ESF. That recording is on my page. Feel free to go grab it. Go listen to it. It was absolutely, it was awesome. It was really, really, really good stuff. Like I had so many takeaways. Me and Steven were talking last night, and I was like, I got too many to count, bro. I don't even know. So go listen to that. NFT Talk Space today, if y'all don't know what it is, it's essentially where if you are a host, a speaker, or a co-host in Twitter Spaces across the globe, like across the entire Twitterverse, go listen, go find it. You can claim your profile. It's a cool way to gamify stuff, and it's a way to keep ENS relevant, right? We're like 7th on the leaderboard in terms of topics, and like the only way we keep moving up the ladder and keep ourselves relevant, and this is a growing platform. The way we keep ourselves relevant is obviously making sure that, we still got people talking about ENS. And then tomorrow, 12 o'clock, we got Emily's space. I'm going to be interviewing Emily about the wallet security, Foolproof, the app, and the shadow token. I highly recommend coming to that one also. And then tomorrow night, we finally got the man to sit down with us. Dylan Rose from Autograph. We're hopefully going to merge these two communities together. 3402 is going to help me host tomorrow. It's going to be dope. Yeah. So we got Dylan, the entire Autograph crew coming, ENS and the ENS Maxi. Shout out Flex there for the Sunday sermon, bro. Like that was big. That was kind of the inspiration behind this whole thing. And those retweets, the Maxis came through like big time. So I hope y'all can come through tomorrow. Obviously, Flex, come help me co-host, whatever. And let's just get this done. Last thing is also Nick has officially confirmed with me yesterday, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 to 5:30. We are sitting down with the man. And I need questions, guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear exactly like what questions do you want answered so that I can kind of compile like one big list. This way the conversation flows. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a shortage of questions. Believe that. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to kind of update everybody on, Kev. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Shout out to securing a space with Nick. I'll certainly be in attendance. I think that's going to be a good one, right? We all want to hear from Nick, right? And I know he did the big Coinbase, the space with Coinbase. I think that was probably like a week ago, if my timeline is right. And I think a more personal space with the actual us in the community on a daily, very active in the community is a good one. So shout out to you, bro. Another bomb here in that space, and we'll go from there. Let's keep it moving right along here. Let's go over. I want to hear from Ron. I haven't heard from Ron all day yet. Let's go to Ron, and then we'll go to Flex real quick. Ron, you there with us, brother?
Yeah, man. I'm just got back to Antalya, which is probably the nicest city in the Mediterranean in Turkey. Just taking this Wind Down Wednesday serious. Just had some oceanfront seafood and beautiful weather, and just getting the Wind Down Wednesday going. As Master was speaking earlier, I was thinking, and I know a lot of people said it. The first time I ever heard it, it was a business partner of mine. His grandpa said, "You make your money." He owned a bunch of sporting goods stores, and he said, "You make your money when you buy the products, not when you sell it." And I think that's what I thought when Master was talking. You buy Spain.eth, you buy belize.eth, you've already made your money. It's just a matter of being patient, right? You know it's happened. I think that's the attitude we have to have. And as far as the FUD and everything, you don't get rich by listening to other people, by taking polls and seeing what other people think, because I don't know why, but very, very few people have vision. Very few people see what's coming. They all just want to FUD it, and they don't get it. And then after it happens, then they act like they were on board all along. So you have to do your own research. You have to have your own thesis. Like, I could care less. I mean, look, the digits do good because we have the clubs. There's some focus, but the bottom line is, I could care less what anyone thinks about the digits. To me, they're scarce assets on the blockchain, and shorter is better, and it just makes sense to me. Universally used, so yeah, it goes down, I buy more, and so I'm seeing some big opportunity between now and the end of the year to pick up a lot more digits. So I'm excited about the FUD, or the whatever you want to call it, and yeah, I think we're just you got to rely on yourself and your own vision. Nothing to do with what other people think. That's my message for today. And I'll pull up some old Cobra Kai, Karate Kid videos so we can see exactly what Gary was saying. But I think it's something like no mercy, mercy's for the weak, and something like that. But that's it. Yeah, looking forward to the conversation. And yeah, I'm here for another day, and then I'm up in Istanbul Friday, so I'll jump in when I can. And let's keep rocking and rolling.
Two bombs for Ron. Bomb number one being the alpha he just shared, and bomb number two being is that he said he's taking the ENS Wind Down Wednesday very serious, right? And just by a show of hands or emoji or whatever, is any other speaker on the stage sipping on wine? Okay, Flex is, Ron is, I am, and nobody else. Guys, this is Wine Down Wednesday edition. Please grab yourself a glass. It doesn't have to be nothing too crazy, but this is the culture and tradition that this space is going on. But anyway, Flex, my man, the man with the plan, the stage is yours, brother.
Thank you so much, 5159. I appreciate you bringing me up. I just want to touch on a couple of things here. First of all, NFL champ, brother, you don't have to thank me for the inspiration for your shows. This whole community gives me the inspiration to do what I do every day. We give each other the inspiration, brother. So I love being in your spaces. Your spaces spit so much knowledge, a lot of alpha, a lot of good guests in your space. Let's not discount the fact that NFL champion did have Super Bowl champion Tom Brady in his space at one point. So you're bringing a lot of good guests to your spaces, and I implore everybody to check out NFL champion, follow him and follow his spaces. Touching on what Stephen Miller said with the Shark Tank, yes, thank you guys so much for the continued support for the Shark Tank. We appreciate that. It just gives us the platform for you guys to come and shill your stuff. We've got Fireball working on the Grail scale with OX Wizard, just more community members coming together to try to get this right. ENS Kit is working with Domain Plug on their appraisal system that they've put out now. I mean, this is just crazy, the amount of people that are building. You know what I mean? So we do hear a lot about the people that are building, but we don't see a lot of it. And recently we have been seeing it. So it is coming to fruition that the building platforms are coming, they're coming up. These young bucks, that I'm an old ass man. So these young bucks, they're just developing this stuff that are just amazing to me. And I want to give a big shout out to one particular, I don't usually pump a lot of stuff, but Kev turned me on to a project, Cola Labs, and they're at Cola Metaverse. If you want to check out their Twitter page, it's at Cola Metaverse. We know about the avatar, right? We know about putting your avatar on your domain, and that helps you sell your domain. I mean, that's great. What Cola Labs is doing is they have AI generated music to your domain. So if you look at my Twitter page, okay, I put the picture of my AI generated Flexter.eth, and it has the play button, but y'all ain't ready for it yet. It's getting dropped to me today, so I will have the music attached to that today. So think about it now. You have music attached to your domain. So when, like, I don't know, man, it changes everything. It's bringing these domains to life now, right? Whereas previously we're reading a domain, then avatars started getting popular. I tell everybody, you scroll all day through those boring ass blue fucking backgrounds. I don't know why ENS ever changed the colorful stuff. I like the colorful stuff from 2018-19 more than this solid blue stuff. But either way, you're going through these solid blue domains. When you see an avatar, you stop. You straight up stop and you read what that avatar is. You know what I mean? That's part of the marketing. That's part of you trying to shill your stuff properly, professionally. And now with Cola Labs, they have AI generated some music to it. You know what I mean? So I just think that's a great project. I'm ask everybody just at least check them out. I don't pump a lot of projects except for ENS Maxis. I'm an ENS Maxi at heart through and through, a lifer. I'm begging that I'm on that rocket ship every single day. You know what I'm saying? Because they're only taking 50 to wherever this ship is going. But pushing forward, I think watching the builders build now is way better than just us talking. Remember, I kept telling y'all all we're doing is talking to each other every day and nobody's onboarding. Well, now I'm seeing you guys onboarding. That's great. That's amazing. That's what's going to create more to come in. You know what I mean? And that Cola Labs is Kola Labs. They're at Cola Metaverse with a K. So check them out, man. Like stuff like this, stuff like building, music, adding avatars, like anything you could do to pump your domain up. You know what I mean? You're pumping your own bag. And not only are you pumping your own bag, you're pumping the entire ENS community's bags. And really, that's what we're here for, right? We're here for everybody's bags to just be stacked, packed, and racked, man. We want everybody that keeps saying we're early, we're early, we're early, to actually be early for a reason. You know what I mean? I'm shilling and chilling. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I shill ENS on the daily. Every single day of my life, somebody is going to hear ENS out of my mouth. And it ain't in this room. It's a stranger. I promise you, it's a stranger. They're going to hear ENS out of my mouth. Okay? I didn't, vest my children's money off the frickin' table, okay, into ENS to just sit here and try and flip them every single day. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to watch these people build. I can't build myself, but I have a builder, OX Wizard. OX Wizard is my developer. He's my builder. I love him. I go to him for everything. I know it sounds possessive that I call him mine, but I love him that much. You know what I mean? Because I send him something and I get something back in 24 hours. You know what I mean? And wait till you guys see the ENS food truck. Wait till you see the ENS food truck. 00 got with me on that one. He helped me secure those domains. So bless you, 00. I've forwarded those to OX Wizard. We're building this ENS food truck. We are going to feed you guys alpha. We're going to feed you guys recipes to cook at home. We're going to feed you guys all kinds of stuff. But that's what it's about. It's about building. Okay? So don't talk about it. Just do it. Okay? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. That's all I got for today, Kev. I love everybody here. Bless you.
Yeah, shout out. I agree, Flex. Love your energy. Love you coming on stage, brother. I agree 100%. Cola Labs is in the audience with us, and we are going to bring them up very shortly after we get through a couple speakers because the space is packed right now. So if you are done, if you could drop down and I could let some more speakers on, that'll be great. Let's go over to James Crypto Nova, and then we'll go over to Slobo next, and then I'll bring up Cola Labs.
GM, everybody. Thanks, Kev, for bringing me up here. This space is always consistent with great quality of content. So drop a bomb for yourself, too. And, and I got a question for Master, the OG. So I noticed that throughout the day, maybe it's a time zone issue, but I see most Twitter spaces that are talking about ENS are English, Spanish, and Arabic. Are there other social media platform that people might be talking about ENS for Chinese speakers? Because I'm fluent in Chinese and I can understand it, but I don't see a lot of people hosting in Chinese. And I think that's because in China they have different social media platform that are popular? And if so, how can I get the alpha on the ENS market in China?
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt on that one, guys. I really am. I want to plug this space tonight. There's a space at 6 p.m. tonight with Domain Plug, Thread Girl, and Guayman. That is ENS French, ENS Spanish, ENS Arabic, 999s, all of them. So there are spaces that are full. There's ENS, like pretty much every language, but 100% I have not seen Chinese. So don't miss that space tonight with all of the other languages that have come together to create these spaces. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be hosted by Bloom, Thread Girl, and Guayman. But yeah, Chinese. That is a great question.
I think Master may have potentially fell asleep. I know it gets really late where he's at. But I'll keep that question in mind, and tomorrow morning, first thing in the space, we could go ahead and get that out the way and ask them. So
Thanks, Kev. I'll step down.
all right, no, thank you, James. We will get that question answered for sure. Let's go right over to Slobo. Slobo, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, 5159. Thanks for having me. Like your show, try to attend it when I can. Kind of want to echo what Gary said about DEF CON. I was there with him. I saw him in person, and the energy there is electrifying, especially as regards to sovereignty and decentralization. And I think those are actually the building blocks of everything that ENS is built on. And that's why, though they might have $70 million, I'm not really worried about unstoppable domains because I believe the better product will win, which is ENS, which I'm a big fan of. The other thing I just want to drop a little bit of alpha. We are going to probably have some kind of event in 3 weeks on the anniversary of the DAO. And we're going to try to make it big. We're going to try to have a bunch of community members to participate. I'm purposely being vague, but just want to get everybody starting to think about that November 8th is probably going to be a big day for ENS.
In person or online?
Online.
Will it also have an in-person component or only online?
Right now I'm only thinking about online because I want to make sure it's accessible to as many people as possible.
November 8th?
Yeah, November 8th, because I think that's when the claiming got opened. So yeah, and we're still figuring out the details, but
That's a Tuesday for everybody listening. That's a Tuesday.
Yep. So yeah, that was the biggest thing I want to say. I think the other item I want to mention is people who create content are builders in my mind, because if somebody can be educated, that is building that is usable by somebody else. So I think for folks in the audience, if you hear of instances of people using their ENS names, go ahead, write that tweet thread that shows how their life got easier because they had something versus necessarily the flips where people made money, because that's what's going to drive adoption. And those are the things that I personally focus on, is making sure people are using the names, not only for financial gain, but these things are useful. Like I've had friends send me money when I was in Bogota. I transacted on, and soon we'll be able to transact on different chains using ENS. So I think if people focus on the usability, and they'll bring more people in, and don't be afraid to tweet on how people used it, maybe not just about the money, which, hey, everybody likes money. I like money too, so I can't blame anyone for trying to make some. Anyways, thanks for having me, and Slobo out.
Bomb for Slobo. I couldn't agree more. I think a lot of times we get maybe a little bit too wrapped in, a little bit too focused on the financial gain of this, because these essentially are investments, right? But besides the investments, I always say when we're onboarding somebody new, don't onboard them to a potential investment. Have them secure their Web3 identity, right? And now if their Web3 identity is taken and they got to pay a premium price for that, then that's something else. But usually their personal Twitter handle or whatever their social media handle is, unless they're like an influencer or a celebrity, is not taken. And that's how you probably should onboard somebody, right? For the actual utility, because this is utility first. And then if you could profit off of this at a later date, then so be it. And I think we all want to profit off of these things, all right? So I appreciate the point, Slobo. 2 bombs for Slobo right there. Please keep us updated on that event in November. The community is going to show up and we are going to show out. So you have us in this room who will for sure support it. Let's go over to this would be the order. Let's go to 3402 with the weather report. I want to hear from Mafiko as well, and then we'll go over to Cola Labs right after that. 3402, how's the forecast looking today?
GM, Kev, glad to have you back. Not that you were ever really gone. You pulled a Ron and included the updates in your travel plans like a boss, co-host master, and Verse back off the bench, always suited up for action. We got Ron. Happy Wine Wednesday, everyone. It's Whiskey Wednesday for me to knock out this cold, hopefully before it knocks out me. Had a blast listening to the Shark Tank episode 10. Congrats. And I hope you enjoyed that cigar, Steven. As I said on Monday, we have sunballs all week. One of my all-time favorite quotes by the legend master. Every day in ENS is a great day. Now to the weather, brought to you by Crypto Slam. Bitcoin just above 19K in the bear market. Ethereum bouncing around the 1300 mark. The ENS token up 44% in the past month at $18.79, but down over 40% in the last year. If you're an ENS maxi and want to vote or delegate your votes, grab at least one token, NFA. Grab a few tokens, again, NFA. For all my fellow diamond hands, we don't care about the floor prices. The better, the better. For the flippers and shillers, this is for you. For our digit floors, we have the 10K club dropping almost 10%, sitting at a 2.2 floor. The 999 club also dropping to a 27.9 ETH floor. I see a trend and buying opportunities. The Arabic 999 club with a floor of 2.69 and the 100K club in the green up almost 7% at a floor price of 0.054. English verbs doing the damn thing up 58% to a 0.039 floor. And four-letter dictionary words. Is it just me, or does anyone else have to skip ahead before recognizing a word from the floor? Some of these four letters definitely need a dictionary. This club currently at 0.029 floor and a top offer of 19.56 for King.eth, and I'm voting Kev for King. Top 24-hour sales, 3-digit 416.eth, sold for 31.3 ETH. My French-Canadian roots love this 3D. As I'm sure the rest of my fellow Canucks, 416 is the area code for Ontario, Canada. Congrats on this purchase. Another 3D 158.eth sold for 26.26 ETH. Even these sale prices make me bullish on clean, sexy digits. Arabic 3-digit 444.eth sold for 14.4 ETH. Looks like 3 E's are backward threes. Shout out to Queen Gwei for giving me the 411 on the triple fours. This is my Wednesday winner of the week. More daily sales, a 7-digit 2 preceded by 6 zeros sold to an offer of 2.5 ETH. Length doesn't seem to matter when you have all those O's, zeros that is. Maniacs.eth sold to an offer of 1 ETH. This is one domain I'm not 100% bullish on building on. I'm not sure I want to see those subs. Congrats to the new owner. And I'm not talking shit, so please don't make a sub out of me. Additional NFT news per Crypto Slam. Azuki Official is the only PFP collection outside Yuga Labs that have had triple-digit ETH sales in the last 30 days. Unique buyer counts have also been steadily increasing week after week for both Azuki and Beans. That is a wrap for today's forecast. Enjoy your wine or whiskey or water if you choose. It's not Friday night happy hour yet, and the bartender is not on duty. Looking forward to NFL Champs upcoming spaces. ESF.eth was dropping some serious alpha in the space yesterday. Enjoy hump day, everyone. And as always, thanks, Kev.
3 bombs for our weather reporter 3402 who comes on and does a great job every single Monday through Friday. Much appreciated you 3402, and a special shout out to Crypto Slam for sponsoring the weather report segment of the show. If you guys don't know what Crypto Slam is, they are a data aggregation site, and they also have their own marketplace called Dropping Now. Support them, right? Support them, give them a follow, see what they're about, like their tweets, show them some love because they are showing the community love in return. Also want to give a huge shout out to ENS Maxis. The Maxis are on stage with us right now. If you're not following the Maxis, please go ahead and give them a follow. Let's go right over to Mafiko. Mafiko, the stage is yours, brother.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you're enjoying Wind Down Wednesday. It's been a hectic week for me this week, just in terms of teaching and researching things. But I've managed to spend some time studying and learning more about network effects and why kind of cultural goods. So whether that be artwork or music, why things kind of become popular and why they remain popular. And one article that I read this week, one research paper that I read, was speaking about this idea that cultural goods like artwork become very popular based on if you have a diverse number of third-party sources that endorse it, and also based on the credibility of those third-party sources. So the more credible a third-party source, and the more diverse the sources themselves, the more likely a cultural good will stay relevant over a long period of time. And so I was thinking about that in terms of ENS, and particularly ENS digits, and I was like, the fact that ENS digits attracts different people from all walks of life, there's meaning in all the digits. People find meaning for themselves. And we've seen this in terms of who has been attracted to digits. It's not just people in the traditional kind of mainstream NFT community. You got people from the historical NFT community coming in, and people from Web 2 as well that have come in and have really embraced digits and kind of really understood what digits are all about. So to me, it signifies that this diversity of third-party sources, of highly credible third-party sources coming in and buying and investing in digits, it indicates to me that digits will be here for the long term, despite these market fluctuations that we're experiencing right now. Which I'm hoping, praying that digits go down to about 1 ETH if the 4 digits, because I'm trying to scoop up another one. But we'll see about that. But that's what I wanted to really highlight today, that look at communities or look at NFT projects that attract highly credible people and people with really diverse communities or diverse opinions. Because the more diverse those opinions or those people are, and the more credible that they are, it's an indication of long-term relevance. So that's it for me today, Kev. Happy Wind Down Wednesday, everybody, and yeah, thanks for having me.
And more importantly, happy birthday to you, Mafiko. Mafiko's birthday was the other day. I'm not sure. I guess we didn't host. I don't even know what happened, bro. I've been out of it these past couple of days. But happy birthday to you. Hope you enjoy that and you get a special happy birthday from the ENS community. We appreciate everything that you do, and hopefully we could continue to have you on these spaces, dropping alpha and dropping gems on us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go to Coda Labs next, and then I'll go over to the other speakers with their hand up. So I just want to introduce Collabs. Welcome to the stage. Thank you for being patient. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Kev. I'm doing well. How are you? Are you back to Miami already?
Yes, I am back. I got back last night.
Oh, that's good because I'm still on the West Coast and it's pretty early. It's like 9:07 here. So thank you for having me today. And I absolutely agree with you that in order to drive mass adoption, we need to put utility first. So I believe that no matter it's bear market or it's bull market, music never die, right? So in the Web 1 world, the big corporation, they sell you copies of music. They basically just earn money because of that. And in the Web 2 music world, the app like Spotify, they based on the data you have to create the music, to kind of like sell the music you like to you by streaming. But I believe in Web 3 world, it's different. I think music can be owned by everyone, and also I think even with the help of AI, we can actually compose music that tailor to our interest, right? So this time we are having this ENS2 music product. It will be launched on October 29th. So what about the product? It's basically just translate. We use the AI algorithm to translate your domain name into a piece of music. And also the visual is super cool. Just check Flexter's tweet. He just recently tweeted the NFT that we are going to drop to his wallet. And the visual is also created by AI. So because of that, we can have more utility to bring the utility to the DNS holders. And I think that's a great thing to have. So about our company, we are a startup incubated by Binance and the Sandbox. So by the way, we also it's all about on-chain music. So we would like to help NFT gaming and creator community to create and play with all the composable and metaverse oriented music. So ES2 music is just the first step, and in the future we are going to create more products. For example, we are going to create this co-creation product that you can basically, let's say Taylor Swift, right? She posts a tweet, upload like 10 seconds music to Twitter, and then use our technology. You can compose the rest of 45 seconds based on your preference, right? You can, if you like jazz, you can basically do the music in the jazzy way, and if you like classical music, you can mix the classical music with Taylor Swift music. So that was super cool. So just check us out, and thank you for having me today.
This is really cool. Yeah, this is really cool. Do you guys have your ENS name secured yet, or does a squatter have it?
We do. It's cola-labs.eth.
Awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. I worry about new companies on the scene. I can't wait to see it on your Twitter account. At first, I was like, "What is this cola stuff?" And I'm scrolling through your feed, and I'm like, "Holy cow! This looks like amazing. This is like so cool what you're doing." I need to get to my computer.
Thank you.
I need to get to my computer and press the play button.
Thank you so much. So we already had 3 test nets run, and we had like 16,000 unique ENS holders join us before. So this time is the real deal. It's the mainnet launch. So save the date, and we will update more information later.
Yeah. Anybody else has any questions for Cola Labs or anything they want to know more about Cola Labs? I think this is very, very fascinating, very innovative, and game changing. This is what building looks like. Let me bring up 96. If you have a question for anybody on panel, want to ask them anything?
I just like to, for me, it's like I said before, seeing the evolution, right? It's what I said at the beginning, man. Things just continue to be built. Things continue to evolve into, man. I just imagine these things. When you think about something in 2D, and then you see it in 3D, you see it in 4D or whatever, right? It's the gradual progression of something that started out just as normal. I mean, we knew that there was utility in the background. We knew that there was open source where people could build onto things, man. But seeing you incorporate, the music aspect.
I wonder about audio in general, though. Like,
Yeah.
what if my ape, instead of pressing play on my NFT and it plays music, what if I press play and it's my voice, and it's like my voice going, "Hey, GM, everybody,
No,
get
thanks.
to work and do something,"
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing in NFL Champion. I really wouldn't probably
I don't want
play on
Gary
Gary P's ape. I wouldn't press play at all.
Whatever, you know what I mean? Like any like whatever. You can buy any ENS name, and when you go there, not only can you read the message,
Gary, hold on.
but you can
Let
press
Verse
play.
finish. Let Verse finish. You had a point. Let him finish.
No, yeah. It just, like I was just saying, it's just, to the point where we're seeing these things evolve and come to life, and and when you bring in the music aspect of it, and it just opens up a whole new door, and it just makes your mind wander. Like when Cola Labs comes in here and they're presenting these types of things, these type of advancements, it just really jump starts your brain and lets you know and kind of confirms to yourself that, man, I believe I'm in the right place at the right time, just kind of seeing these things surface. So that's all I wanted to say.
Hey, Cola Labs, I think this is great because to merge music with some way, shape, or form with ENS, we now open ourselves up to the entire artistic community, right? Every musician, every comedian, right? Every painter, right? Everybody that's on these Twitter spaces now is going to be able to get to experience this. And maybe, and I know literally zero about your project, your product, or anything, but if it's anything as cool as like what I'm hearing and what's kind of like coming into my brain is like, that's going to be something that really is going to appeal, that we can maybe use to either onboard or teach or helps in some way, shape, or form, even if it just gets their attention to bring them over here, and then it's our job to do that. Maybe we can really use it we should really use it in that sense, because music resonates with everybody. ENS, nah. Music, yeah. ENS, nah. So I think that would be really cool, and I'd love to maybe once I learn a little bit more about what you guys do, maybe we do like a little like how-to Twitter space or something if you're open to it.
Yes, for sure. DM me.
You got it.
Hey, NFL champ, I'll jump in on that as well. Cola Labs did reach out to me. Well, they reached out to Kevin, and Kevin had forwarded them to me. And when Cola Labs reached out to me, I was first to jump on board with this team. They have a great little how-to be an ambassador for their project, and I was very quick to be an ambassador for their project after looking at what they've sent me. So when you look at the program that they're actually offering, so on and so forth, I just think personally, you're right. Not everybody resonates with ENS, but the world resonates with music. And to be AI generated from this platform, I think, nobody knows what they're going to get, right? And I'm actually honored, absolutely honored to be the first one that Cola Labs is going to airdrop to. So as soon as they airdrop me the original, the official, the one that actually is going to play, that, right now you guys are going to my page, you're trying to hit that play button. I'm just teasing you. I'm teasing you right now. Right now you just saw the AI generated art that they did. Wait till the music comes. When the music comes, I'll go ahead and drop that on my page, and I implore everybody to go over there and check it out, and check out Cola Labs. Thank you, NFL champion.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
Kev, I got a question. I got a question to Cola Lab. Can I ask one? What are the AI models trained on? Is it like the whole internet library of music? Is it going to be generic music, or is it going to be like rip-offs of already existing artists, like you mentioned Taylor Swift or Kanye West? What is it? What is the algorithm of your system, of your AI thing trained on? Like what sort of input?
That's a great question. So right now, since this is first launch, we are just basically using an open source library for the source online that we can find, and basically based on the library and the data we have, we already create like 10 different genre, and within each genre there are like 10 different vibes of music, so it's over 100 vibes of music that you can choose from. But in the future, since we are talking to some big companies and talk to some very famous artists, because we have this relationship with Binance and Sandbox, so they have a lot of big IPs that they can introduce to us. In the future, maybe we can get the IP from, let's say, Kanye West. Like they just basically give us the right to use his voice. That would be super cool, right? So right now we are just using the free source to train our model, but in the future, once we onboard more IPs, big people, celebrities, then we can have more source that we can use.
Yeah, I think personally, I think it's a great direction to just move in the direction of like having artists compose stuff for you and maybe get royalties out of that, because there is a lot of controversy with AI models in the visual world, trained on this whole catalog of artists who did not like really agree to be the training feed for those models, right? And people put this names in prompts like Salvador Dali. Well, he's like, okay, but like put the names of living artists, and then the artists just based on their style. So maybe in music you could just pass and just not make the same controversial moves, and just have everything like it should be, because I think it can be done just directly with artists and directly with creators, and having them have their share in royalties when the music. And it's going to be more interesting, because if the models are trained on like generic copyright free stuff, it's not like the best stuff that is out there, but something that is going to be written for you guys, and for this specific project, it's going to be way more powerful, and maybe like a platform for artists to earn. Like if you type in Metallica or whatever, and you get a piece that sounds like Metallica, it's based on AI outputs, but it's kind of copyrighted because you put Metallica in the prompt. Just ideas. I'm throwing my 5 cents into this. Thanks.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. So the thing is that we are not going to replace artists. We are not going to replace musicians. What we want to do is we want to empower them and also empower their fan groups, right? So this is just what we are going to do is all about creator economy. We want to create this tool for musicians and their fans to co-create something in the future, and they can share the royalties. That's all it's about.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cola Labs. Thank you for coming on stage and sharing some alpha with us. Give them a follow. I think what they're doing here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think what they're doing here is great. I learned about them through, Alicia kind of recommended they talk to me, and then I kind of forwarded them to other members in the community. So I know a couple of guys asked me, "Hey, is this legit?" Well, if they're not legit, everybody points fingers at Alicia, right? But they are legit. They're partnering with the DAO and all that good stuff. So nothing to worry about.
Trust us, we're absolutely legit 100%.
All
My name's
drugs.
Daisy. You can follow me, and I'm the head of growth and marketing at Cola.
Love that. Love that. Well, with that,
Thank you, Kevin and Flexter, because I get a lot of DMs, and it's really sometimes hard for me or overwhelming for me to filter like everyone in the community. And so thank you guys for your service of helping to find the builders and rise them to the top as builders yourselves. So thank you, Kev.
yes, sir. That's what it's about. The way I look at this, Bright, is it begins now. Like your ENS name becomes its own profile in its sense, right? You have a music attached, a song attached to it. You can have a website attached to it. You can have an image attached to it. You can have all types of these different things attached to it. I think it just makes it so much more cooler. And this is just the start, right? 5 years from now, we're going to look back at this and laugh at where we were today, right? So companies like Cola Labs are building on top of ENS, and I love that. So let's keep it moving. We do have about a couple minutes left only on the show. Let's go over to Crypto Reporter, and then we'll end it with the Latino Chad Julio.
Hey everybody, GM. Morning Kev, Master, NFT Verse, Gary, nice to see you back, man. Kev, I'm glad that you're back on the show, man. Glad that you made it home safely. Because honestly, I was low-key missing the show. I just have some real quick updates. I'm not sure if anybody previously spoke on this, but I did see that it looks like Gary had posted it, and I meant to post it, which is the exchange between Brantley and Jack Dorsey himself when it came to decentralized names. And it's so odd actually seeing this unfold, because I feel as though like Brantley is right. Like ENS is the best chance we have as a decentralized naming and identity system, and it honestly it has gotten this far really without anybody's help. I mean, besides the people that are in the community actively building, right? But this could still all fail. We're making some key decisions, and it's not just us like in the community, but outsiders looking in, thinking or saying that, oh, perhaps we could do better. And I see all this engagement, I see the growth of ENS, but he's right. Like we still have a long way to go before actual mass adoption. And we still have people like, Jack, who is really trying to create their own like version of this. But if you see in the comments, he's saying that pretty much what he wants to be able to do is create something that's decentralized, persistent, cryptographically verifiable, and resolvable. But it's like the same exact thesis goes into ENS, and ENS has already done it, and it's pretty much better. And
and he's not decentralized; he's federated. So people need to learn about like these different systems.
And so it's a ridiculous. It seems ridiculous to me, maybe, but he has his own thesis, and I feel as though as more people research about this, more people are going to get swayed in either direction. So, like I said, guys, I just I know that we all know at the end of the day, ENS is the one, but we got to really vocalize it more. That's why I've been trying to create more content, trying to pretty much put my voice out there, because yeah, it could still all fail. It could still all fail if the network effects are reliable. It has great network effects, and we've been building on top of this thing, so that kind of like strengthens the network effects. But there's still so much growth, so much misunderstanding about ENS, or let alone just blockchain or crypto in general. So just guys, it's very important. These are very important times, and this kind of we are the people that get to pretty much say how this thing goes. We kind of control this history as well. We're living in history right now, so these are going to be some pivotal points very very soon, where some key decisions are going to have to be made, and we have to make sure that we make the decisions. So I'm just gonna leave it with that right now. But yeah, thanks.
Yeah, bombs over Baghdad, right? I think that's a bomb right there, Crypto Reporter. It's we have to come together, right? And there's no more pointing fingers. I say this all the time. There's no more pointing fingers. Point thumbs at yourself and say, what can I do to help bring this thing forward and move it to the next level? Yes, we have a great lead. We do have a lead right now in this race of decentralized naming protocols, but the race is not done. The race is not over, right? We all heard about the tortoise and the hare race, right? So anyway, I love that, Reporter. Let's stay vigilant, let's stay aware, and let's continue to build. Let's go over to Julio, and then we'll end it with Champ, NFL Champ.
Yo, buenos dias, familia. ENS Updates, familia. Thank you so much. Always happy to see a fellow colleague and everyone here who are builders in the community. Kev, thanks for hosting NFTverse Master. Everyone else here, appreciate you all. But I just wanted to give some quick update. I don't know, this is something that was brought up earlier. I think Gary Palmer was talking about decentralization and the differences between unstoppable domains and what we're building here with ENS. And I just wanted to bring up a quick fact about ETH as ultrasound money, and just a quick numbers. I left it in the chat, but ETH is being destroyed more than it's being created. The ETH supply has dropped by 6,000 ETH since October 8th, and 407,000 less ETH have been created since we switched from proof of work to proof of stake. Why is this important? Because Ethereum is essentially becoming deflationary, and already we're seeing that drastic supply being reduced since the merge. So why is it important? Because ETH is
the queen of blockchain, and or the king. I potentially think that ETH can flip Bitcoin, especially now seeing this deflationary state of the ultrasound money. And I just wanted to bring this to light because not many people talk about this. Not many people know that now ETH is deflationary, and you can find all this information in ultrasound money webpage or the Twitter page, and it's super insightful seeing how not only we have gone from being a very energy intensive blockchain to being one of the greenest blockchains out there, and we also have a ultrasound economic model that is sustainable long term. And I think other blockchains need to step it up and get to this level where they can actually be sustainable long term. And to this, we are all in the correct ecosystem. ENS is going to thrive as Ethereum thrives. And I just wanted to bring those stats because I think it's very important to see holistically where we're going with ENS and Ethereum as a whole. Thank you so much, and blessings to everyone. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, and thank you for sharing that alpha with us, Julio. Much, much appreciated, brother. You know, you are welcome on this stage any day of the week. Let's go to our anchor leg NFL champion, the champ. Take us home, brother.
You got to have just two quick things. Number one, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., the ENS DAO is going to be talking to Arts DAO. I think it is a new partnership / integration. I think it's important for us to know exactly what's going on within the ENS ecosystem. And obviously, these are the first steps in order to be able to do that. So 10 a.m. tomorrow. If you're going to close out, don't worry about pinning. Just look up on the ENS, go to the ENS DAO page, and you'll see it there. And then, here, you can end off on this note. Everybody go check your Gitcoin grants. I got my matching funds yesterday. Boo, boo, $17. Let's go. The $17 holla. Everybody go check your Gitcoin accounts. See if you got paid.
And there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in to ENS Updates. We do the show every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is an open forum for the entire community. We talk about crypto, ENS, blockchain, NFT, sports, whatever it is, you bring it up, we'll talk about it. Last but not least, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsors, ENS Maxis and Crypto Slam. ENS Max is actually on stage. Go ahead and give them a follow. And Crypto Slam is the big yellow lightning bolt. Go ahead and give them a follow. Flex puts his hand up soon as we're closing the show off. Flex, go ahead, brother.
I'm so sorry about that. I do want to do a shout out. We had a little bit of confusion about the new platform at Shark Tank. Over at Shark Tank, there is a Google document for you to fill out. So if you look on my page or if you look on Stephen Miller's page, you will see the Google document to fill out. If you can't get yourself on stage, we're trying to do half on stage and half through the Google document. So if you're trying to get into the Shark Tank and you haven't been able to get up yet because there's so many people in there, please fill out the Google document form that's on my page and Stephen Miller's page. Thank you, 5159. I'm so sorry.
All good. And there we have it. Flex stole the show. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. ET.
Flex is first and he's last. Go figure.